What's up, guys? It's Simon. Today we're just gonna be talking about some different types of dirt and how you can use it. I know that other people have done this video. Well, I've actually only seen one other person do this type of video, and it was the lady grave dancer. I can't remember if she talked about all the different dirts at once, but that's what we're gonna be doing here. So, which one? Okay, I'm gonna go with this one first. So the first one I want to talk to you about is my railroad dirt. Oh, it's gonna be backwards anyway, so you won't be able to see it. But railroad dirt, as you can see, this is the. Well, I'm trying to remember. What is it? A quart? I think this is the quart-sized jar, and it's about half full. And I collect this actually inside the tracks, and some of it's from around the tracks, but a good portion of it comes from inside the railroad tracks. In fact, there's this section where there's nothing but like dirt, stones, and sand and stuff, and that's where I collect most of it. And they're like right across the street behind the house that is across the street. You know what I'm saying? Hope that made sense. And this is really good as a general spell feeder for jars, for what do you call it? You call them poppets and effigies, or actually they're more commonly called voodoo dolls. Let's see, it's good to feed that, especially if you're doing like you're just creating them. You're Before you really like get them made and everything, you're in the process of like creating the energy and all of that to make the dolly. Let's just keep that dolly, because I call some of the names that I use are not what is popularly known throughout the craft in the community, so I'm just gonna stick to dollies. Um, yeah, so it's good for that. Good for feeding spell jars or candles. It's good for. It kind of just gives you that keep it in motion type of energy. Um, what else have I used it for? Oh, what's her name? Sunshine Morning Ray. She did a video a while ago. It might even be a year ago, I'm not sure. She did something about like beginner cauldron magic or something like that. And she shows about Vesta powder. That's actually the time that deity, oh excuse me, um told me to collect railroad dirt. It's a good substitute for that Vesta powder, the way that she showed you. If you've seen that video, then you know that she shows it to you to kind of like activate the spell, and kind of in the video that it catches fire. It kind of like sparks. Oh, excuse me. Oh, I'm burping. I guess I ate lunch too fast. Whoops. But yeah, it's good for that, to kind of like keep the spell in motion, activate the spell. Just think about what railroads are all about. There's lots of speed, lots of motion and movement. So that's what I use that for. Um, what else? Okay. How about we go over church dirt next? I actually don't have a lot left because I used some of it for planting my ivy plant in this little jar thing. Um, and it's really good. I was inspired to get that by the lady grave dancer as well. She had actually, I think she has a local church or something. She collected from there. But what she says about collecting it from Catholic churches, that's, she has a point. It's a big difference. What I do suggest is that you leave an offering. Well, I call it a gratitude, but it's popularly known as an offering, so I'm just gonna call it an offer. I'm gonna try to remember to keep calling it an offering when I'm on camera. But it's good to give an offering to the church. I actually gave some coins and I put it on the step of the church. I collected it on Sunday. That's the best day to collect it. Sunday night after all their services are over. That's really the best time to collect the church dirt because it has all that energy, all those people that walked on it that come there for hope, and you know, they come there with hope, and then they leave with hope. It's on a different scale, and they also leave with some joy as well. Most of the time, sometimes it's not, but you can always strip out the negative energies if you feel any in the church dirt that you collect. I actually need to get some more. Um, I'll go over bank dirt. Bank dirt's pretty good for all prosperity workings. I don't use this very often because I actually took some bank dirt and made a money powder. Excuse me. I had a notification. But yeah, you can sprinkle this on your yard. You can roll candles in your dirts as well after anointing them with either oil or water. You could, if you make a prosperity water, like I know Midnight Mist, she makes a prosperity water, so if she wanted to, she could roll bank dirt in, roll her, roll her candle in bank dirt. There we go. But, yeah, or you can make a powder out of it. Now, I suggest that you get the dirt from your personal bank. So it was kind of that's that's another reason why I don't use much of it. Is because my personal bank is not in my area. I have to go an hour away. And we don't usually have to. Mother and I don't usually have to go in that direction because we don't have a lot of bank problems, so we don't usually have to go in person. But yeah, last time we went there, I collected some, and I made some money back. You know what? I'm gonna go get it. Hold on. I'm stuck. Okay, here it is. So I'm gonna come back over here. Hello. Sorry about all the moving. Okay, so this is my money powder. It's a lot softer and fine. I don't think you can see it. Yeah, I don't think you can see it because the sun. But trying to remember what I put in there. I know mint's in there and basil. And most likely cinnamon. That might be it. I can't remember right now. I have it written down in my book of mirrors. I don't know which one. Oh wait, no, it's not in my book of mirrors. It's in my notebook. That's right. Anyway, so I'm gonna, before I go over this last one, I'm actually going to go over one that I don't have. Another dirt that a lot of people like to use is graveyard dirt. Now, because I'm in a Bible Belt state, I don't want to use graveyard dirt because I know that most of the people that I've buried around here are going to be churchgoers and against witches and all that, and I don't want that energy to be in my practice. I don't want that animosity, that resentment, that lack of help, all that. I don't want any of that in my practice. However, I would like to get my hands on some like Native American burial ground dirt or something like that, like dirt from that. I know that they don't have graveyards, but I know that they have, like, sometimes they make burial mounds or just like areas where they've buried their loved ones. But I talked to another witch like a while ago, and she mentioned one that I think was in my state where I'm living, but it's kind of like a tourist site, so to speak. Like I think she said it's a museum or something like that. And I don't want something that's been commercialized because the Native American spirits aren't gonna like that. They're not. I'm sure they're not actually happy that they've been commercialized. So, kind of want it to be a natural site that's been honored and revered and left as is, which is very difficult to find. So I don't have any. But you don't need graveyard or stuff like that to work for the ancestors. But so now that I said that, there's a difference between the energy of the graveyard dirt that has the Christian spirits in it and the church dirt. Okay? The church dirt, you're not working with their spirits. One, they're alive, so it's a little more difficult to work with their spirit when their spirit's in a physical body and living a life. So you're not going to be getting that resentment because you're only getting the energy of their feelings while they're walking on the ground. Whereas the dirt that you're collecting from the graveyard, their body is attached to that dirt. They've crossed over. You can work with their spirit. Their spirit is attached to that land because their tether of that being the body is attached to the land and in the land. So that's why I'll work with church dirt, but I'm not going to work with graveyard dirt. I hope that made sense. I hope I explained it where it made sense. I know I tend to struggle with articulating my thoughts, but... So the last one that I want to show you is Crossroad Dirt. I love this jar. I got this from the Dollar Tree, and I actually love it more than the ones that I paid more for. I love them. I just love the shape and the feel of this jar. It's like so easy to handle. You know, you can just like toss. Well, I probably shouldn't toss. I should probably be focusing on the video. But I have. Oh, I can't show you. I thought I could show you, but the tree blocks it, so I can't. Oh yeah, that's really close. Hi there. But yeah, I was gonna try and show you the crossroads because it's like literally right, like behind us and to the left, that I collect it from, and that's really good for obviously if you work with Hecate. Excuse me, she's not my matron or anything like that. However, I do work with her, at Samhain. Gosh, why do I keep on fucking burping? That's annoying. Anyway, this is good for, if you want to... There are so many things you can do with Crossroad Dirts. One, it's good for opening up, doors to possibilities. It's also good in a negative sense if you want to confuse people by giving them, you know, not necessarily too many options, but... There's like so many, having them go in many directions, you know, going the 3 ways kind of gets confusing, so you can confuse them with Crossroad Dirt. You can actually use it for some spirit work as well, depending on your intention and what you feel about it. You can actually use it instead of Graveyard Dirt, especially since it has that Hecate association. Let's see, what else can you use this for? Well, one of the ways you can use it for spirit work is, if you're trying to help a spirit cross over, you can give them the Crossroad Dirt and work with Hecate, or not, and just use the Crossroad Dirt, and that'll help them cross over into that journey, into that threshold. You could obviously use the Graveyard Dirt as well, but Crossroad Dirt works well for that as well. That's actually something I'm going to be doing on Samhain. I'm not going to film that though, because that's personal. I'm going to go to my old job site, and I'm going to help the spirits that are trapped on the land cross over. Let's see. Well, that's pretty much all the dirt that I have. I don't have a lot of dirt, but I have enough and what works. So I'm going to come back and do another video about oils and the different oils that I use in my practice and how I use them. Thank you for sticking around so long. I'm sure I'm going to have to snip this video into